It was 3 years ago today that the singer Whitney Houston was found dead in a hotel bathtub. And tonight, her daughter, Bobbi Kristina, is in a coma after she, too, was discovered in her bathtub. But there is a key difference between these two cases. Today, police revealed they are conducting a criminal investigation into what happened to Bobbi Kristina. And my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chang, has more on that.
Come on, clap your hands.
Theirs was a mother-daughter bond that flourished in the limelight. But 3 years ago tonight, that relationship severed when Whitney Houston, one of the most celebrated voices of her generation, drowned in a bathtub in a Beverly Hills hotel with a cocktail of drugs in her system. Tonight, family members praying for Houston's daughter, Bobbi Kristina Brown, who was found in an eerily similar scene at her home in Georgia. Tabloids had been reporting that Bobbi Kristina would be removed from life support on this grim anniversary. But her father, former R&B star Bobby Brown, releasing an emotional reaction to those reports, saying they're egregious, false, and will be dealt with at an appropriate time. Bobbi Kristina's aunt even speaking out to Fox, adding that her condition is actually improving.
She's opening her eyes, and there's a few more things that she's doing, but Chrissy is doing well right now.
That's actually sometimes almost a false message of hope.
But neurologist Dr. John Bookvar, who hasn't treated Bobbi Kristina, says in these cases, even eye movements can be misleading.
The eye opening in her case may completely be a reflexive eye opening, one that means that she has improved to this persistent vegetative state, which is not a great endpoint.
Despite reports of diminished brain function, family and friends refuse to give up hope. Kevin Costner played opposite Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard, which featured her signature hit.
When we see Bobbi Kristina in such peril, we're wondering if you have any thoughts to share on that.
She's sitting here fighting for her life, surrounded by the people who love her the most. I think nobody wants more than her family, and if she could speak for herself, to have a second chance at this most precious life that we're all given. I hope that God opens her eyes and lets her breathe and lets her brain work, and she gets a second chance.
Ever since Whitney Houston's untimely death, Bobbi Kristina has publicly struggled with the loss of her mother.
You ready? Yeah, I'm gonna sit for a second.
The family allowed lifetime access to intimate moments in the months that followed, including Bobbi Kristina's first visit to her mother's gravesite.
God, the way she talks, the way she walks, the way she smells. God, I don't know what happened, but it happened.
The camera's also capturing a 19-year-old Bobbi Kristina drinking alcohol.
Do I see Chrissy drinking? I know that I'm not her mother, but I have to look out for her.
Something that disturbed and worried her aunt.
And this behavior is unacceptable.
It's now been 12 days since she was found face down in a bathtub by her boyfriend, Nick Gordon, and a friend, Max Lomas.
Possible cardiac arrest. 21-year-old female in the bathtub, face down. There is CPR in progress, where she is gurgling at this time.
Since she was hospitalized, questions have been popping up around Gordon, the man Bobbi Kristina described as her husband, a man who, for a time, was raised like her stepbrother. Today, police confirming there is a criminal investigation underway.
That's the way police departments should conduct their investigations. You treat every death as if it's suspicious until the evidence proves otherwise.
We were told initially that she was found face down in a tub. What does that tell you?
Yeah, that's a red flag. We'd have to know about positioning where the body is. Is she clothed? I mean, these are all things that we don't know yet.
With few details emerging from the investigation, questions continue to swirl about what actually happened to Bobbi Kristina that day.
You'd have to look at the house if there's anything knocked over, any sign of a struggle, because if you are thinking that this is a criminal act, the criminal act might not have happened in the bathroom. It might have happened somewhere else in the house.
There's now renewed scrutiny over a 911 call made roughly a week before Bobbi Kristina was found unresponsive. Neighbors then complaining about a domestic disturbance.
Just had a neighbor call and report that there was people hitting each other and swinging and outside in front of their the townhomes in Ellard Village.
But when police arrived, they found nothing but an empty house. Gordon also reportedly had a restraining order filed against him by Whitney Houston's sister-in-law. who's the executor of the $20 million estate Bobbi Kristina inherited. In court papers posted by Radar Online, Gordon was accused of making threatening comments and posting photos of guns with the intention of making her fearful for her personal safety.
From the moment I saw you.
Bobbi Kristina wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps, singing one of Whitney's early hits, I'm Your Baby Tonight, in her Lifetime reality series.
But you got that magic, boy, that is making me fly.
It's a love of music we saw very early. At 11 months old, when Bobbi Kristina joined her mother on stage at the American Music Awards, she couldn't resist the allure of the microphone.
Don't do that.
Her family has been keeping vigil by her bedside as they wait, hope, and pray. Telling Entertainment Tonight.
Do you see a positive outcome?
I do, because I know the power of God. I know what he can do.
For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in New York.